Hi there, today we're going to create a project called Key Moves using Scratch from the Card 3 in Scratch. At the moment I'm logged into my Scratch account online, so I'm going to click on Create and get started. First thing we do when we get started is we want to put a title on this project. So up in the left hand corner here we're going to type in Key Moves. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up to these tools and we're going to take Scratch out by using the scissors and deleting him. Now we've got rid of Scratch, we need to get a sprite in our sprite area. So we're not going to draw it this time, we're just going to take the sprite from the card, which is mouse 1, and we're going to click on this button here to choose a sprite from the sprite library. Can't see mouse 1 on here, so what we can do is scroll down. You'll notice the sprite library is organised in alphabetical order. So we're looking for M. And we've gone past M, there we are. So there's monkey and mouse, we want mouse 1. So we'll click on mouse 1, highlights around it, then we're going to click on OK down here on the right hand side. There's our sprite. Now, what we have to do for key moves is get that sprite moving using the arrow keys. So we need to move into our program area. The blocks we're going to use are a combination of the event blocks and the motion blocks. So we're going to start with the event blocks. We need to find when a key is pressed. So here are the event blocks. Click on that. That's our selection. We'll just read down our selection. We find when space key is pressed. Well, we want it to say when up arrow key is pressed, so we need to change that. We can change it here, or we can pull it over into our scripting area and do it here. So I'm going to click on the little triangle, drop down triangle, and I'm going to click up arrow. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the up arrow commands. So we're going to use motion next, because what we want it to do, when we press the up arrow, we want our sprite to move face upwards, and we want it to move 10 steps. So let's go to motion, the blue blocks. Here's the move 10 step block, but we want the point and direction block first. So here's the point and direction block. I'm just going to move it across. It says 90 in here. Well, we don't want it to say 90. We want it to say 0. So we click on the little triangle inside the block, and we choose 0, which says up. And that's 0 degrees. We could also put 360 degrees in there. It should have the same effect. You might like to try that. Right, I'm going to move that move 10 steps block across, and then I'm going to try it out. So I'm going to click the green flag and click the up arrow. Away our mouse goes. Right. Now we've got 4 that we have to create. We're going to have to get the down block to work, the left arrow key to work rather, and the right arrow key to work. So pretty much the same program if you look in the instructions here. So we can use the existing program to modify to use for the arrow keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on here, and I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm just going to change the up arrow to down arrow. I wonder what that does now. Let's try it out. So if I click the up arrow, it goes up, and if I click the down arrow, oh, it goes up. Why is that? Well, let's have a look. Point direction 0 degrees. 0 degrees stands for up. We need to go down, so we want to change this point direction to 180, which is the down angle. Now let's try that. Okay, we've got our mouse moving up and down. Excellent. Another way to duplicate is these tools up here will duplicate for us. If we click on that and we click on our script, it will make another copy, and we'll do that again. Right, let's just go through quickly on how to do the next 2 pieces of code. So again, we're going to change the down arrow to, this time to the right arrow. And then we're going to go point direction. We're going to change this block again to go 90 degrees, like the original block over here. Now this bottom one, we want to say point direction left. We better change that first, this key pressed. So when left arrow is pressed, we want to say left 90 degrees. Now you could probably use it, you got to make note here, it's not 90, it's actually minus 90, which is the opposite direction of the other one before. Now I'm going to change this to 270. I think it's going to do the same thing, but let's see. Instead of having a negative number in there, let's look at having a positive number in here. It's in 270 degrees. Let's see what that does. So we know the up arrow goes up and the down arrow goes down. We definitely know that the right arrow should go to the right. Let's see if the left arrow will go to the left. And it does. We can have a look at that in a large screen view by clicking the square on the top left hand side, and then we get our big mouse going up and down around our screen. See, it's quite large on the full screen mode. Now I'm going to click stop and exit our full screen mode. Now the other block that on the card it suggests you have a look at is this rotation block. So I'm going to pull it over here and have a look at it. It says set rotation style left and right, or you can say don't rotate, or you can say all around. Now you can play around with this rotation block. If you click on it, or let's put an event block on it. So let's say when clicked, set rotation style. You can play around with that. I'm not going to demonstrate that right now, but you can play around with that to see what it does. Just further to this rotation style, if we click on the wee eye here on our sprite, we get information about that sprite. And one of the information things is the rotation style. Another thing is its location, X and Y, and the current direction it's actually pointing. That'll change when I press my arrow keys. If you don't want to see that view, just click it again. Okay, thank you for listening.